Throughout the weekend, you probably heard these calls from outside the Ohio State House.
Justice for Donovan Lewis!
Justice for Donovan Lewis!
Protesters made their way through downtown Columbus, demanding accountability for a man who was shot and killed by police last week. Donovan Lewis was wanted for domestic violence, and police were at his apartment to serve a warrant. He was unarmed when K-9 officer Ricky Anderson shot him. His family now plans to lay him to rest at the end of the week. The family is also demanding change. Tonight, 10 Investigates found data showing there is a racial disparity when it comes to use of force by Columbus police. Here's Chief Investigative Reporter Minute Haverly.
Andrew, a research and advocacy group known as the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights looked at nearly 3,000 examples of Columbus police using force dating back to 2017. In nearly half of those cases, those on the other end of that force were black. 10 Investigates did our own research and found that Donovan Lewis fits into a rare subcategory. Of the 39 people shot by Columbus police in the past 7 years, Lewis was one of 2 who was unarmed.
But I cannot and shall not identify with the craziness that we're seeing now, where our children are gunned down by people who are supposed to be protecting us.
Donovan Lewis's family members spoke before a small crowd this weekend who gathered outside Columbus Police headquarters.
When you get that phone call, it rocks your whole world. We ain't never going to be the same, but we're going to be up here and see change. That's what we're going to do. Change for Donovan. Can I hear it? Change for Donovan.
The outcry comes after this.
Columbus Police!
Columbus Police body camera footage shows that Officer Ricky Anderson firing a single shot, killing Donovan Lewis. The shooting happened as police were at Lewis's Hilltop apartment, serving a warrant on him for domestic violence and assault. Lewis's family members and supporters say his pending court cases shouldn't define him nor justify what happened.
Warrant service should not be licensed for an execution. Police are supposed to be the front end of a criminal legal system that gives people due process rights.
Bree Spencer is with the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights. Her advocacy group examined all types of use of force data by Columbus police between 2017 and 2021 and found of those who Columbus police used force against, 52% were black, an overrepresentation in a city whose population is less than a third black.
And unfortunately, that's something we see across all the jurisdictions we've looked at. And I think that was surprising for me. Like, I knew that there was issues of disparity in police use of force. I did not understand prior to being part of the Accountable Now project, again, like the ubiquity of that disparity.
10 Investigates did our own analysis of police shooting data compiled by the Washington Post. What we found, since 2015, Columbus police have shot 39 people. 61% of them were black. This map shows where those shootings took place. We also found something else. Of those killed, nearly all of them were reported to be armed. That was not the case in the recent fatal shooting of Andre Hill in December of 2020, or in the case of Donovan Lewis, who was also unarmed when he was shot. Police have said they found a vape pen next to him.
A warrant doesn't equal death!
A warrant doesn't equal death!
A series of protests over the weekend have called for both justice and additional police reform. State Senator Herschel Craig spoke outside the State House Sunday.
You know, if the federal government, if they intervene regarding this so that we can really get at the truth. And that's what is important, I believe, to this family, to the life of Donovan. None of us are perfect. Whether you bring in what has happened in his life in the past, did this incident rise at the level of a life being taken? We have to have all of the truth. And in this matter, justice must be served.
And we reached out today several times to Columbus Police seeking response to both the data we examined and this weekend's protests. We have not heard back just yet. City offices were closed today, but last week the mayor and the police chief promised transparency while the matter is being reviewed by the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation. By the way, Rex Elliott, the attorney for the Lewis family, said today it's clearly disproportionate, referring to that data. He went on to say that tells me there is a flaw and a problem in the system. Andrew?